On November 2nd, President Park Geun-hye departed on an 8-day state visit to Western Europe. The focus of her visit to Europe was creative economy sales diplomacy. Her first stop was to France, regarded as a global cultural powerhouse. The president's official schedule began with an event for Korean Drama Day. Following her summit meeting with French President François Hollande, she headed to her second destination, Britain, where she attended a state dinner at Buckingham Palace, hosted by Queen Elizabeth II. She then met with British Prime Minister David Cameron to discuss various global issues. Presidential Office correspondent Eoh Jin-joo, who was traveling with the president, reported on the significance and the outcome of President Park Geun-hye's first state visit to Europe. The government made an unprecedented move petitioning the Constitutional Court to dissolve a minor political party. The party under scrutiny is the Unified Progressive Party. The latest move started with claims that lawmaker Lee Seok-gi of the Unified Progressive Party was staging a rebellion against the South Korean government with the help of a pro-North Korea group. The future destiny of the Unified Progressive Party will be determined by the Constitutional Court of Korea. Reporter Park Ji-won brought us the mixed reactions over the petition to dissolve the Unified Progressive Party. This past week, it was revealed that Korea has been among the subjects of intelligence gathering by the U.S. National Security Agency. The United States had reportedly been gathering information on Korea's diplomatic and military activities and its intelligence agency for nearly 18 months, dating back to 2007. Among the figures on the list was United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. Reporter Kim Hyun-bin covered the rather shocking revelation involving the United States' indiscriminate gathering of classified information from allies. On November 7th, some 650,000 students in Korea put their scholastic abilities to the test. Young students took part in the College Scholastic Ability Test, which takes place once a year. While some might have gotten accepted to the university of their choice through other methods, most students will decide which university to go to depending on the outcome of the test. For those who are returning to take the test again, the pressure is even greater. Reporter Song Ji-sun took a look at the changes in Korea's college entrance examination and the various reactions on the day of the test.
The embattled Dongyang Group has sought
The Dongyang Group crisis.
thrown for bankruptcy. Korea's big
The government shutdown in the U.S. and its effect on Korea. Reporter Ji Myung-kil has been recording his observations on the rapidly changing landscape of the Korean economy and politics.
and other social networking services against opposition.
This time, he went to a venue filled with discussions about the future of the world. On November 4th, at a hotel in Seoul.
선배, 저 인터뷰는 10시 15분부터 45분 사이가 커피 브레이크 타임이래요. 그냥 그때 두 분 따놓으면 될 것 같아요.
Myung-kil was at the Asia-Europe Environment Forum. The forum gathered environmental experts from around the world to discuss green growth and sustainable development.
For today's forum, is like the post-carbon era and like the sustainable development, is that just the main themes for today?
It is. It is.
Okay.
So
Is it possible to like get some kind of like booklets or information about?
Yes. Did you get this conference booklet? It has all the information about
Okay.
the program.
May I just look at it for a few minutes and
Sure.
give it to you a bit
Sure,
later?
that would be
Thank you.
great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Myung-kil goes over the forum details as soon as he receives the materials. The issue of the environment would appear to be an easy topic to discuss, but the subject requires a lot of knowledge of various fields given its connection with politics and the economy. Now he gets ready to do the story.
Good morning, sir. Hello, I'm I'm a reporter from Arirang TV. It's the only English-speaking channel in Korea for foreign broadcaster. Thank you very much. I know you're the director for the Asia Europe Foundation. Would you mind doing? Can I ask you for like a short interview at the coffee break time of like what's the
Myung-kil
meaning
gets
of
an on-spot
the
interview.
forum today, and like, may I ask your national France?
I'm from France.
Ah.
France.
Je parle un peu français, mais pas très bien. Mais
He captures the heart of his interviewee with his fluent French.
c'est ton chaîne anglaise. The UN Millennium Development Goal that will expire in 2015. And a lot of environmental experts around the world are trying to figure out some new solutions that they could put into the Sustainable Development Goals, which will replace the MDGs in 2015. And the most interesting thing about this forum is that a group of environmental experts from Asia and Europe are actually gathering in Seoul to discuss ways to how we can prepare for the post-carbon era, and also what kind of new initiatives they could prepare for putting into the Sustainable Development Goals that will be replaced in 2015.
The forum finally begins.
저탄소 녹색 성장과 지속 가능 미래를 위한 유럽과 아시아의 협력 증진에 크게 이바지할 것이라고 믿습니다.
Myung-kil takes in the facts and studies the terms.
Approaches, we have both the challenge and the opportunity to shape
The camera staff is quietly doing its job as well.
On a broad range of sustainable development challenges. Currently,
environment, society, economy are more like entwined strands.
A short break comes. Myung-kil approaches the director of the forum, someone he had contacted for an interview a while back.
Through this forum? No. Okay, my first question is, what is the purpose of today's forum?
The main purpose of the conference is to have experts helping us to decide or to propose a set of sustainable development goals that could be applied jointly by Asian and European countries.
So specifically, what are you trying to get out of this meeting, the two-day forum here in Seoul?
We would like to contribute to a consensus between Asian and European countries.
Every story he covers on site provides new knowledge for Myung-kil.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
The forum resumes. It is as quiet as a seminar, but there is enthusiasm among the participants who are here to discuss the future. With no press room available, Myung-kil works on his story at a desk in the back of the conference room. But suddenly, he moves to the front, closer to the stage where a speech is being made. It's because Myung-kil has had his eyes on this particular speaker for an interview. He focuses on every word of the speech, careful not to miss anything. He then takes a photo of the slide of material. It's a technique Myung-kil acquired by covering many types of stories.
I actually had to do an interview with that expert. He was an expert on the post-carbon era, so he was the key interviewee for my package. So that is why I actually went to near the presenter so I could take photos of his PPTs or just to jot down some things that I needed to remind for my reportage. 저 양수각 박사님 안녕하세요. 아리랑 TV 지명기 기자입니다. 이따가 아리랑 TV 지명기 기자인데 요거 찍고 잠깐만 한 질문만 부탁드리겠습니다.
Myung-kil succeeds in getting an interview in between sessions. The interviewee is Dr. Yang Soo-kil, the only Korean expert who is participating in the forum.
네, 감사합니다. 이거 명함. 네. Thank you for the interview, the Arirang's interview. My first question is, could you elaborate on the issues about ending the fossil fuel subsidy, what that is, and also how highly developed countries should finance low developed countries on transforming their energy systems?
Myung-kil starts asking the questions that were on his mind.
Many countries around the world are heavily dependent on the use of fossil fuel energies, especially coal.
The interview becomes longer.
On the agenda for the G20 summit.
너무 말씀 잘하신. 마지막 한 번만 좀 아주 짧게 좀 한번 해줄 수 있으세요? 한 4-5줄로만요.
Myung-kil asks for a more compact version of what was said during the interview.
제 질문은 네. 한 번만 그거만 마지막 하겠습니다. 네.
We have to pursue two targets. One is to improve the efficiency of energy use or energy consumption. And secondly,
But the interview is going long again.
shifted from one based on fossil fuels to one based on non-fossil fuels.
There is a lot of content that can be used, but Myung-kil feels a little stumped by how he will put it all into a short news package.
또 해?
아닙니다. 감사합니다. 수고하셨습니다. 오늘 저녁 6시랑 8시, 10시 나가거든요.
그래? 예.
한번 보세요, 박사님. 감사합니다. The forum was taking place here for the first time in Korea, the Environment Forum. So I thought it would be interesting what Korean environmental experts had in their own minds about contributing to sustainable development. And that is why I interviewed this professor, and his main thing was that less developed countries should stop on their subsidies to companies that use coal or types of fossil fuels. Second is that most developed nations, they should be more cooperative in providing energy systems, energy transformation systems to the less developed countries. For example, developed countries should be more open towards sharing their know-hows and technology with less developed countries. So that was the two main themes in the question.
Myung-kil is left alone inside the conference room. With no other place to go, Myung-kil finds the time to work on his story during the lunch hour when people are not around. It would be asking too much to ask for a dubbing booth.
3, 2, 1. The Asia-Europe Environment Forum brings experts together.
He tries to borrow a few moments in the area where the translators are staying. Of course, the recording is done by himself.
He said the preparations for that could be carried out by ending fossil fuel subsidies and for developed countries to follow through on their promise to help less developed countries transform their energy systems.
The afternoon agenda of the forum begins. Myung-kil gets busy at work editing visuals for his story.
여긴 살리고요.
여기까지 맞고.
네, 여기까지 맞고.
영어 인터뷰.
네.
아까 찍어놓은 거.
네. 그 다음에 아까 그 한국 박사 인터뷰 들어가 이거 다.
With a rather static site, the pictures he got are mostly monotonous scenes.
네, 여기서는 선배 아까 저기 앞에 사람들 앉아 있었잖아요. 그거부터 시작해도 괜찮을 것 같아요.
여기?
네.
모르겠어.
Myung-kil makes sure he gets the right scenes that fit the story, line by line. All he has left to do is the stand-up, which will wrap up the entire story.
그냥 안 세요 그럼요?
The forum took place inside a small conference room, which provided limited options for a stand-up, so it's also a challenge for the camera crew.
선배님 안 해서요 그럼 이상하게.
In the end, Myung-kil decides to do the stand-up inside the forum area.
The forum is the ideal platform for knowledge sharing, for providing 괜찮아요? 조금 더 크게? And providing up-to-date information on environmental themes. 너무 작아지죠? For Asian and European countries. The forum is the ideal platform for knowledge sharing and providing up-to-date information on environmental themes. The organizers want the forum to contribute.
After several attempts to get the right voice, a stand-up that shows the enthusiasm of the forum is completed.
Forums are very sort of hard issues to deal with, and also as viewers, I'm sure forums might not be that palatable to their tastes. So how we could actually do our stand-ups. So that was constantly going on my mind. And also, even the cameraman, he also tried to sort of make the stand-up a bit more, in a sense, fun or a bit amusing. But of course, at a forum, there's not much we can do. But at the end, we actually thought it was just better to just do it while the panels are speaking.
This year marks the 10th anniversary. It's taking place right here in Seoul. Our Ji Myung-kil reports from the scene.
The Asia-Europe Environment Forum brings experts together to talk green growth and sustainable development.
The story dealt with a topic that could not be described briefly. Myung-kil took this opportunity to learn more and try to package the story so it could be delivered to the viewers easily. He has finished another meaningful story.
The two-day forum was very meaningful because it's environment experts from both Asia and Europe who had gathered together here in Seoul to discuss what will be the best solutions to undergoing a sustainable development for all humanity. But I do sometimes worry that, you know, how much of these discussions or agendas that come out, how much of them do they actually get implemented into like the major decision-making bodies or the major decision-making leaders around the world? So I just hope that, you know, maybe in future forums like this, you know, a lot of NGO groups, public bodies, or just, you know, people who are just interested in our environment, I'm sure in the upcoming forums, I hope these organizing bodies could sort of take in these kind of ideas or solutions.
요거 두 가지만 써주시면 될 것 같아요.
Everything looked okay? Looks okay?
Yes, they do, except for the fact that I really don't have much to say about
Which one was that?
question number 5.
Number 5, many courses have people overseas.
And number 6.
Number 5 and 6, okay. Other Korean courses offer. Sure.
We do have many courses from Korea, but we have no idea how well they're received abroad.
Well, yeah, for that reason, then I guess we can, that's kind of question 6, right? But can you talk maybe about some of the courses that the universities here in Korea are providing? We can talk about that, right?
Yep.
We're just, Nadia and I were talking about, this really seems like it's like the way education is going to be moving, right, in the future with technology. It really makes sense.
I really do hope that this will be mainstream in the future.
Is there still a sort of an obstacle amongst, I guess, employers when they see someone who has one of these certificates from OpenCourseWare? Is there still sort of a stigma?
It has not been all that old. It's a very new thing
Yeah.
to have certificates.
Right.
It's maybe a year or so
Right.
old. So we have no idea what it would be like.
Wow, so it's really, really new.
It's very new.
Yeah.
Every day I hear about a new university joining, but we have about 260 institutions in the consortium, and there are quite a few from the States. So because MIT started OpenCourseWare, Yale and Stanford refused to join the consortium.
Now, right now. Give them some time.
So no, I've spoken with them from day one.
Yeah.
But
they're a little hesitant.
they'll never do that.
No, I see.
But regardless, it's a movement.
Yeah.
It's not just a brand, it's a movement.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that they are doing this.
That's great.
So, yeah.
You're ready for the recording session?
Oh, wow, okay. Time flew, yeah. Actually, we'll probably have about 10 minutes until they start recording, so we can just get comfy over here. Hello, I'm Scott Thompson, and welcome to After 10. Tell us what OpenCourseWare is exactly.
OpenCourseWare is free and open educational resources online for everyone to use. Contents, platform, devices, and network. So these four are really important in developing OpenCourseWare.
What is your ultimate goal personally when you look at the landscape now with the way things are going?
Personal dream and goal have always been to educate as many as possible. I do believe that OpenCourseWare does have a role in this.
And it looks like you have a pretty good global network, right? You've got a lot of people around the world who are working in different locations too, right? Yeah.
Not only that, but from intergovernmental agencies to just individuals.
Yeah.
We do have a great network.
And the Korean government's been pretty supportive as well, it sounds like.
Yes, they have. That's in both good and bad ways.
Sure, sure.
Government involvement always has two sides.
Sure, of course, yeah. But at least they're willing, it sounds like, to do what they can.
Quantity is definitely there, so hopefully quality and everything else
will follow, yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Yes, it's so nice to meet you. Appreciate you coming by.
The very sick person who's got a really stuffy head and have no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh no, are you sick right now as well? All right, well, I never could have, well, not as well, I mean, this is, I never would have known.